Hi, this is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from Excel Basement. In this video, we will learn about how to use Solver and what is Solver and how you can solve your business problems with some multiple conditions which are complex. So Solver is a very good tool in which you define and solve a problem by some constraints. And let's explore in this video with one good example. And let's start. We have one situation here. So a company has 4 plants, plant 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there are 4 quarters, quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each of the plant produce some units in specific quarter, and we have some constraints, we have some situations here. So in this situation, because we are talking about the cost, so our purpose is to minimize the cost as much as we can. So if we look at the data, so we have the shipping per unit for plant 1 is 1.25, then plant 2 1.84, plant 3 1.45, and then plant 4 for 1.35. Okay, and you can see that there is a warehouse demand for in each of the quarter, total warehouse demand. So let's read first the constraints. So basically we want to drive, or we want to optimize the total shipping cost, which is in cell H9. The purpose is to minimize this cost based on some constraints. So the first constraint is that each plant must produce at least 25 units a quarter to justify remaining open. So in each of the cell, in each of the quarter, and by every plant, a minimum requirement is to produce at least 25 units. Okay, then plant 1 has a maximum capacity of 100 units per quarter, plant 2 can produce maximum of 45 units, plant 3 can produce 55 units maximum, and plant 4 can produce 75 units maximum. And the plant production must equal the requirements of the warehouse as well. So the total unit produced must meet the demand of the warehouse, which is already given. So we will be defining these constraints in the solver. Okay, so for example, if you don't see solver, the solver is basically located on the data ribbon or data tab, and on the right side you can see the solver feature available in the analyze section. Okay, so here it is. But if you don't see this solver feature enabled in the data ribbon, you need to basically enable the add-in. So to enable the add-in, we will click on the file, which is on top left side of this screen. Then you will click on options, and from this Excel options you will go to add-ins. Excel add-ins, click on this go button, and you have to check the solver add-in. Okay, when you press OK, it will be enabled in your data ribbon and it will appear in the analyze group. Okay, so this is our active cell, the base cell which we need to change the total cost of shipping. So this is the active cell. We will click on we will click on solver, and we need to here define the constraints and by changing variable cells field. So first we need to set the objective. So we will select this cell, which is the H9, which will define the total shipping cost. We want to minimize it. Our objective is to minimize the shipping cost. Okay, by changing variable cells, so we will select these cells of 4 plants and 4 quarters range from B5 to E8, and then we will start adding constraints. Okay, so we'll click on add button, and the first constraint is that each plant must produce at least 25 units a quarter. Okay, so we will select this range and we will say that at least 25 units a quarter, so greater than and equals to 25, and we will add this constraint. So first situation has been added. The second is plant wise maximum units limitation. So plant 1 can produce 100 units per quarter. Okay, so we will select this raw, which is B5 to E5, and we will say that should be less than and equals to 100. This is the maximum capacity for the plant 1. We will click on add. Similarly for plant 2, we will select the range less than and equals to 45. Click on add. For plant 3, we will select B7 to E7 less than and equals to plant 3 can make 55 maximum units. Click on add. And plant 4, this can create maximum of 75 units, okay, per quarter. We'll click on add. The last constraint is that the plant production must equal the requirements of the warehouse. So total unit produced raw, which is raw B9 to E9, should be equal to the warehouse demand, okay, which is from B11 to E11. And we will click on add button, and then we will cancel to return to that previous window of solver parameters. Now we have defined all the constraints, right? And we will go with the minimum objective, and now we will click on solve button. Okay, so within 1 or 2 seconds you got your solution. So solver found a solution. All constraints and optimality conditions are satisfied. Solver found a solutions and these conditions are satisfied. So keep the solver solution, yes. Okay, now you can see that in each quarter every plant is producing at least 25 units, right? And also it's also fulfilling the requirement of total units produced with respect to the warehouse demand, which is equal, right? And with the maximum capacity of each of the plant, the solver has solved this problem to minimize the total shipping cost, right? So this is how you can use solver add-in with some complex business scenarios. Those professionals who are working in the manufacturing side related to the costing or some complex business decisions, they can use solver. But solver is not limited to just these fundamentals. What you can do, Microsoft website where you can read about the solver, and also you can go to the solver.com where you will find that you can create, deploy and manage analytics for better decisions in Azure, Power Platform or Excel. And the options are available that models in Excel, JavaScript, Python are, or if you are a professional who works with data science or data mining and machine learning, so you can check out this solver.com website. Analytical solver data mining, they offer about forecasting, data mining, text mining, predict churn or fraud analytics, or doing some regression, machine learning related stuff. You can also see some of their videos as a demo. You can look at their features, which are awesome.